Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome the Chika Troupe, who will lead us in our national anthem and the East African Community Anthem. Please rise for the singing of the anthems. Please be seated. May I request Trustee Yusuf Kishavji to please declare the convocation ceremony formally open.
I declare the 2020 convocation of the Aga Khan University in Uganda open.
Thank you, Mr. Kishavji. To begin the proceedings, I invite Abdul Aziz Kawalia, a student from the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program, to give a recitation from the Holy Quran.
The Holy Quran, chapter 3, verse 103. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا. صدق الله العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, and hold fast all together by the rope which God stretches out for you, and be not divided among yourselves, and remember with gratitude God's favor on you, for you were enemies and he joined your hearts in love, so that by his grace you became brethren. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdulaziz. I invite Atim Jane, a graduating student from the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program, to offer the Christian prayer.
A reading from Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 12, verses 6 to 8. God has also given us, each of us, different gifts to use. We can prophesy. We should do it according to the amount of faith we have. If we can serve others, we should serve. If we can teach, we should teach. If we can encourage others, we should encourage them. If we can give, we should be generous. If we're leaders, we should do our best. If we are good to others, we should do it cheerfully. Lord, on this day of Convocation, we take time to thank you and all of those who have been part of our education at Aga Khan University. We thank you for the many gifts you've given us. We know that all our blessings come from you. Help each of us take time to recognize our gifts and work towards developing these gifts. May we be a blessing to may we be willing to reach out to others and share all that with which we have been blessed. It is in helping others that we gain joy and fulfillment here on earth. Amen.
Thank you, Atim. May I request Mr. Firoz Rasul, President Aga Khan University, to please deliver the welcome address.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our chief guest, Dr. Francis Omaswa, Executive Director of the African Center for Global Health and Social Transformation, Aga Khan University Trustee, Mr. Yusuf Keshavji, Ministers of Government, leaders, faculty and staff of the university, members of the diplomatic corps, parents, alumni, partners and supporters, distinguished guests, and most importantly, our graduates. Hamjambo Karibuni, welcome to the 17th Convocation of the Aga Khan University in Uganda. Thank you all for joining us for this most important and most joyous day in the university's calendar. Convocation is the culmination of all our efforts. Today, we celebrate the success of our 142 graduates and look forward to the impact that they will make on the lives of fellow Ugandans. So graduates, yours has been a remarkable journey. You have faced innumerable challenges and you have overcome them all, from implementing new pedagogies in the classroom to completing action research projects in your clinics and hospitals, to making your first contributions to humanity's storehouse of knowledge. You forge relationships with classmates, colleagues, and faculty from across Uganda and beyond, learning firsthand how poorly stereotypes prepare us for the infinite complexity of our fellow humans. You discovered both how much there is to learn and how many profound questions remain unanswered or even unasked. Throughout your time at the Aga Khan University, we asked you to meet the highest standards. And it wasn't easy, was it? But you did it. You have earned your degrees and diplomas. You did so thanks to your love of learning, your hunger to develop your capacities, and your desire to help solve the problems facing your communities and your country. You make us all very proud. You and your family members should be proud of what you have achieved. You have the knowledge and the skills to change people's lives for the better. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the class of 2019. We have many people to thank for making today possible. Our faculty and staff who are tireless in their dedication to your mission. Our alumni, whose achievements have burnished the name of the Aga Khan University across Uganda and East Africa and all over the world. And of course, our donors. Every year, thousands of friends, alumni, and current and former faculty and staff donate to the Aga Khan University. Their generosity makes it possible for us to provide advanced facilities for learning, to offer scholarships, to conduct groundbreaking research, and much more. And all of this even in difficult economic times. We also have many institutional supporters to thank. I would like to express our gratitude to the Johnson & Johnson Foundation, Global Affairs Canada, the French development agencies AFD and Proparco, the German government's BMZ and KfW, the German Development Bank KfW, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Conrad Hilton Foundation, Elma Philanthropies, and numerous other organizations that support our work. So now we can applaud. It's good to have a long list of supporters. And yet our greatest debt of gratitude is to our founder and chancellor, His Highness the Aga Khan, whose ongoing financial support, vision, and inspiration continues to drive our university to greater heights. For example, last year, the Aga Khan University was named as one of the top 100 universities in the world in clinical medicine by the Shanghai ranking of world universities. It is an amazing honor, especially because no other university in East Africa or Asia made the top 100. Our ranking reflects the research prowess of our faculty, but it is also our chancellor who laid the groundwork by committing the Aga Khan University to the pursuit of world-class standards and excellence. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is an extraordinary time in the history of the world. It is exciting, disorienting, and sometimes disturbing. But when the complexity of events breeds incomprehension and apprehension, the speed of change sows confusion, and partisans propagate disinformation, that is when universities prove just how indispensable they are. The combination of dispassionate clarity and bold innovation that the best universities offer has never been more valuable. This is the Aga Khan University's time to shine, and we are rising to the challenges and opportunities of this era. One of the most developments of our time is the emergence of new fields such as artificial intelligence, data science, genomics, stem cell science, and regenerative medicine. They have enormous potential to extend and improve our lives and advance our understanding of the world we inhabit. I'm proud to report that the AKU is working to fulfill the promise of all of these new fields. With the support of the University of California, San Francisco, our Center for Regenerative Medicine and Stem Cell Research has begun to contribute to the global search for new treatments for chronic diseases such as heart disease, cancer, neurological diseases, and diabetes. Our researchers are also utilizing data science and artificial intelligence to generate new insights into malnutrition, cardiac surgery outcomes for children, and the increase in the incidence of heart disease in women, as well as to piece together and analyze the original versions of historic Arabic texts. But advances like these also create a tremendous challenge, namely the challenge of making sure they benefit the whole world, not just a fortunate few. And in the words of our Chancellor, and I quote, "The populations of Asia and Africa cannot be isolated from the best simply because they have been born in countries outside the Western world." End of quote. Therefore, the Aga Khan University is helping to build Africa and Asia's capacity to deliver high-quality healthcare and education. Our newest initiatives include a Center for Global Surgical Care to make life-saving surgery more accessible for low-income populations, a Center for Cancer Research to develop treatments specifically for East Africa's population, and a Center for Excellence in Trauma and Emergency Preparedness to strengthen the ability of public and private institutions to respond to disasters and emergencies. Our Institute for Educational Development has equipped more than 2,000 Ugandan educators in new strategies for enhancing teaching and learning, benefiting hundreds of thousands of school students. The Institute is also working to ensure Uganda's students acquire in-demand skills in collaboration with Ugandan Teacher Training Institution and the Belgian Technical Cooperation Organization. The Aga Khan University's program to encourage teaching excellence within the university was recently accredited by Advance HE in the United Kingdom. We are the first university in Africa to earn such an accreditation. Most significantly of all, we are working to build a new Aga Khan University in Kampala. We will begin with the hospital, which is the largest capital project we have today in East Africa. It will be a transformative force in Ugandan healthcare. It will deliver international quality care in fields ranging from obstetrics to oncology. Its patient welfare program will enable access for low-income individuals. And as a teaching hospital, it will educate outstanding health professionals. And it will support research that helps solve Uganda's health challenges. We will also be building an academic facility and student housing. Thanks to the generous support of BMZ, the German Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development, and the German Development Bank, KfW, as well as numerous private donors from around the world. This will allow us to educate not only doctors, nurses, and midwives, but also journalists, communicators, and teachers. We are grateful for the strong support the hospital has received from His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni and the Right Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda and the Ministers of Government, all of whom view this project as a national strategic priority. I have spoken of the advance of knowledge-producing challenges. In addition to extraordinary benefits, in a similar fashion, the progress of global integration enriches our lives in countless ways, while also exposing societies to destabilizing forces. This is an age when all our fates are intertwined, when the ripple effects of an event on the other side of the globe have the power to reshape our lives. Just look at the impact of the new coronavirus. In a global era, it is imperative that institutions collaborate across boundaries of all kinds to share and grow knowledge and to increase cross-cultural understanding. That is precisely what the Aga Khan University is doing. The number, depth, and diversity of our partnerships are greater than ever. Last year alone, we signed our renewed partnerships agreements with the University of Alberta and the University of Calgary in Canada, with Nova University in Lisbon, Portugal, and the University of Washington and Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center in the United States. Fred Hutch is well known for its partnerships with the Uganda Cancer Institute, and we will be working closely with them with the aim to improve cancer care in Uganda and across East Africa. Our Graduate School of Media and Communications is partnering with Harvard University's Kennedy School of Government to offer a joint course in adaptive leadership. The AKU Institute for the Study of Muslim Civilizations in London now offers a dual degree with Columbia University in New York. Both programs are open to East Africans, and we encourage them to apply. These are some of the many ways that the Aga Khan University is evolving to meet the demands of a changing world and to deliver on its mission of improving the quality of life in Africa and Asia. Ultimately, however, our most important contribution to the societies we serve is our graduates. As of today, the number of Ugandans who have graduated from the Aga Khan University stands at more than 1,000. From Arua to Mbarara to Kampala, they are leading change as educators, clinicians, entrepreneurs, advocates, public servants, and policymakers. It is an amazing group of men and women. So amazing, in fact, that we felt they deserved a mascot. And as graduates, as I think you know, you now have one, which is the AKU leopard, which you see on both sides of this, on the banners. We chose the leopard, or I should say the students chose the leopard, as our symbol because we feel it represents the three traits that are common to all our students and our alumni. Indeed, to the entire AKU community. These traits will serve you well in the years ahead. The first trait is courage. The courage to embrace the new and attempt what you have never done before. The courage to stand up against unethical practices in the face of pressure to fall in line. The second trait is perseverance. Inevitably, there will be times when, despite your best efforts, you will fall short. There is no shame in it. To never risk failure represents a failure of courage. What matters is what you do next. Remember that those who survive disappointment with their determination intact and learn the hard lessons it has to teach are forces to be reckoned with. The third trait is agility. Today, change happens in the blink of an eye. Technology is reshaping everything from work to relationships to attention spans. The world's center of gravity is shifting from the west to the east, from the north to the south. In Uganda, as in many other countries, young people are the majority of the population. I don't need to tell you that they are eager to move ahead and are ambitious. To maintain your balance in such a world, you need the agility of a leopard. Stay agile, remain courageous, and continue to persevere, and you will surely achieve all of what you are capable of. In a few moments, you will officially become part of the Aga Khan University alumni. You and your fellow graduates share formative experiences and foundational values. Connect with one another, collaborate with one another. Together, you are a powerful force for change. Remember, you are all leopards. Graduates, the world needs you. It needs the knowledge you have acquired and the confidence you have developed and the discoveries that you have made about yourselves, your fellow humans, and our world. This is your time to shine, and I know you will make the most of it. Thank you, and asante nisana.
Thank you, Mr. Rasul. May I request that Dr. Carl Amrain, Provost, Aga Khan University, introduce our chief guest and invite him to deliver the convocation address.
Trustee Yusuf Kisabji, President Feroz Rasul, members of the diplomatic corps, government officials, and industry leaders present, AKU faculty and staff, AKU classes of 2019, alumni, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure and honor for me to introduce the chief guest for the Aga Khan University's 2020 Convocation in Uganda. Professor Dr. Francis Gervais Omaswa is a cardiologist, an academic administrator, a healthcare visionary, and a humanitarian. Following his early education in eastern Uganda, Professor Omaswa was admitted to Makerere University School of Medicine. Following his graduation with the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery degree, Professor Omaswa continued at Makerere and completed his Master of Medicine in Surgery degree. In 1974, Professor Omaswa left Uganda for the UK, where until 1979, he served as registrar and senior registrar for cardiothoracic surgery in the National Health Services. On returning to East Africa, Professor Omaswa became the head of cardiothoracic surgery at Kenyatta National Hospital in Kenya, and then in 1982, he returned home to begin his long service to the people of Uganda in healthcare. He has served as the director of the Uganda Heart Institute and as chief surgeon and head of the Quality Assurance Program, as well as director of health services for the Ministry of Health. In 2008, Professor Omaswa founded the African Center for Global Health and Social Transformation, where he continues to serve as its executive director, and from 2009 until 2017, he served as the chancellor of Busatima University. Professor Omaswa has been recognized and received numerous awards for his service in healthcare. Most recently, in 2019, Professor Omaswa received the prestigious Hideo Noguchi Africa Prize in Medical Services. I believe that the words from the Japanese government citation in presenting this award sum up well Professor Omaswa's service. I quote, "Over the past 3 decades, Dr. Omaswa has become a world leader in the development of international systems for the support, training, and efficient utilization of health workforces on the African continent. Today, he leads multiple efforts aimed at creating health systems and workforces that can propel Africa towards realization of the health for all." Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Professor Dr. Francis Gervais Omaswa as I invite him to deliver today's Convocation address. Professor Omaswa.
President Firoz Rasul, Ambassador Amin Mauchi, members of the Board of Trustees of the Aga Khan University, members of the government and diplomatic corps present here, faculty and staff of the university, distinguished guests, and above all, the graduating students today. Good morning to you all. It is a pleasure to be here and to celebrate with the graduates of today and their families and the community of Aga Khan University. I am aware of the outstanding reputation of the Aga Khan University, not only here in Uganda, but around the world. Some of the accolades were already recited by the President. I'm also aware of its hospital in Nairobi, where my wife and I worked during our days in Nairobi, as was mentioned just now. We look forward to the establishment of the Aga Khan University Hospital in Kampala, and we see it as a most welcome development. It will help to raise the standard of care. It will help to educate healthcare leaders. It will help to generate knowledge that is needed to address some of Uganda's critical health challenges. And it will add to the choices of the people of Uganda in seeking health care. I want to thank His Highness the Aga Khan for his commitment to improving the quality of life in East Africa and the very significant long-term investments that he has made here in Uganda over many years. I haven't told you this, but as a boy in the late 50s, I was in a school in eastern Uganda in Soroti. The very first aeroplane that I saw was flown. It flew the Aga Khan to Soroti to visit the community there. So that is how long I have known him. It was soon after he was installed, and he looked very young at that time. But my main remarks today are addressed to you, happy graduates of today. I address you as you commence your respective journeys in the health profession, here in Uganda, in Africa, and globally. Imagine, where will you be? Where do you want to be in 20 or 30 years from today? I'm sure you have been thinking about this, the answer to this question. But what I will do now is to share with you some thoughts from my own 50 years of walking this route. I graduated as a medical doctor in 1969, so it's just over 50 years ago. So, medicine is just not my profession, it is also my passion. And I hope. And what I'm going to say today is not about praising myself, but it's more about an effort to inspire you graduates of today to perform even better than myself. And here are some suggestions for your consideration. So first and foremost, I encourage you, I call upon you to take good care of yourselves through personal self-discipline. And you don't take for granted simple things like being clean, being smart, eating well, sleeping enough, keeping good company of people, not who will award you PhDs. PhD, pull her down. You keep company with those who will advance your career and join professional associations and be active in them. That's where you will meet those who will not pull you down but lift you up. Second, I would like to call upon you to pursue excellence in whatever you do. Pursue excellence in whatever you do. Everything you do must be done to the highest achievable standards, taking into account your personal capability. This therefore includes big things, small things, which you handle in your life. Like if you have to bathe a patient, do it the best way possible. If you have to clean the floor, apply a dressing on a wound, teach others, be a leader, it must be to the highest possible standards within your capability. Do keep in mind that what you are doing well today, you can even do better tomorrow and the next day. And this is known as continuous quality improvement in the jargon of total quality management. in this way, you will be getting better and better all the time in your life, both professionally and socially. Third, you need to cultivate people skills, how to get around in a very complex world. When I was a schoolboy, I was introduced to a book with the title, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think you will find it in the bookshops here in Kampala. Please read it. I found it quite useful, and I have been recommending young people to read it. In your life, you are going to meet all types of people. Those who are nice and friendly, those who are nasty and aggressive. You'll meet generous people. You'll meet greedy, mean people. But you will have to maneuver your pursuit of excellence among all these characters and make sure that you succeed in the midst of all these challenges. What I have found personally is that if you are positive and you are helpful to all people, if you can help someone, why not do it? I have also found it helpful to work for the common good and not my own personal good. Once it is known that you are working for all the people, including, of course, yourselves, you will find that you are given more and more things to do on behalf of your community, from which you will also benefit. And this is the surest way to become a leader. You must also be prepared and learn how to fight battles with people in your life, because disagreements will always be there. You know this. Again, here, if you are positive and you are working for the common good, your point of view will have strength. You will argue calmly, with composure, for the common good, and most of the time, win the day. Do not keep grudges and sulk, because it is you who is keeping grudges, who is the sufferer from stress, from blood pressure, and not the one against whom you are keeping the grudge. If you do not keep grudges and you work for the common good, even those who once did not agree with you will come back to you and work with you for the common good. That is how you consolidate your leadership, and that is what I can confirm to you has been my personal experience over decades. Fourth, it is essential to cultivate a culture of integrity, which means doing the right thing the right way all the time. Doing the right thing the right way all the time, whether people are watching you or nobody is watching you. So you will be able to achieve this with those three characteristics in place, and those become your routine. But my friends, I must also warn you that even if you comply with those principles, things will still go wrong. You will make mistakes. There will be mistakes in your work, either caused by you directly or by those who work with you in your team. Please do not allow such mistakes to lose you to cause you to lose your long-term vision. Acknowledge those mistakes, own those mistakes, and learn from them. Even if the mistake is made for by another person in your team, say on a patient caused maybe by your assistant or by your colleague, please take personal responsibility and ask yourself the question, what do I need to do next so that this does not happen again? This may mean a call for you to support the colleague who was responsible for the mistake so that in your team that does not happen again. If you are a leader, you are responsible for everything, including the errors of those whom you lead. And it is your job to make sure that the people you lead do not make those mistakes. And you have to be persistent. The president has already talked about this. You have to persevere. It is the only way to succeed and become a leader. A few weeks ago, I gave a talk to the Rotary Club of Kampala with the title, "The World is Watching." I had been asked to do this in the wake of the Hideo Noguchi Africa Prize Award, which was mentioned a few minutes ago. And the key message is that while we live our lives in public and in private, what we do is being watched. It is being judged by all manner of people. They create opinions about you. And it is this opinion that determines your destiny. Things will be said about you when you are not there. And it is that backbiting that becomes your destiny. Good things or bad things. When you live your life pursuing those 4 pillars, there is every possibility that you will be judged positively, and good things will happen to you without you asking for them. And here are a few personal examples from my own life. Most of the positions, virtually all the positions I've held, which you had described here, were by invitation. I completed my training as a cardiothoracic surgeon in the UK and was permanently settled there with my family until the government of Kenya sent a senior surgeon to my house in the UK to ask me to come and lead the open heart surgical program in Nairobi. From Nairobi, there were still many problems here in Kampala. There was a war going on here. I could have gone back to the UK. My permanent residence was still there. But then, together with the Association of Surgeons of East Africa, I went with my family to a small Ngora Mission Hospital to test how to provide quality services, particularly in surgery, to the rural poor. So that is working for the common good. That was a bold, pro-people, pro-poor move, which confused very many people. Why are these people going to nowhere? But because of that experience, many other things have happened. So later, Mr. Museveni took over power here, and then we were ordered to come to Kampala. We wanted to stay there. My wife took charge of the anesthesia department at Mulago and Uganda, and I joined Makerere University as the founding director of the Uganda Heart Institute. So I got a number of appointments, but the message is that if you are that person who works for the common good, you pursue excellence, doing the right thing the right way all the time, all these things will be yours as they have become mine. So remember, the world is watching. Whether you know or you don't, the world is watching. And if you are a person who is showing integrity, you will get everything come to you. So finally, most of you are nurses and midwives. And I particularly want to congratulate you all because the year 2020 has been declared by the World Health Assembly as the year of the nurse and midwife. So you are graduating this year. It makes it very special for you. I graduated on the year of the nurse. Can you imagine? And that is unlikely to happen again soon. So I happen to be a member of the Global Nursing Now Campaign Board. And the message from this campaign, Nursing Now campaign, is that you, the nurses and midwives, need to get to the front and to be more visible in service delivery and in leadership as part of the movement to achieve Sustainable Development Goals and universal health coverage. I am personally convinced that if this happens with nurses and midwives leading integrated people-centered primary health care here in Uganda, we will actually achieve universal health coverage that leaves no one behind soonest and with the currently available resources. I am convinced about that. So I have written a piece on this topic in the current issue of the Africa Health Journal. It was released last week, so I don't know how many of you know this journal. Look for it, Africa Health Journal. I have written a piece on how nurses can achieve this through integrated primary health care, working with village health teams here in Uganda. This people-centered primary health care is also part of a slogan which some of you may recognize. Most of you are young. Maybe you don't remember me as Director General of Health Services. And at that time, many times a day, the radios were reading a statement such as, health is made at home and only repaired in health facilities when it breaks down. And so on and so on, a few more things. Do you remember that? Does anyone remember? It's the older ones will do that. So let's go forth from here, celebrate our success, and onwards, let's pursue excellence under those 4 pillars which I have described for you. And if we do this, there will be another slogan which will become a reality in Uganda. This is our Uganda. What do you expect? We expect only the best, the highest quality of performance, whatever we do, wherever we do it, whether we are being watched or not. So, congratulations, graduates and your families. I hope and pray that most of you will embrace some of these suggestions that I have made, and in 20, 30 years' time, you will be the leaders in this country and globally. I thank you for listening.
Thank you, Professor Omaswa. And now the moment our graduates and families have been awaiting, the conferring of degrees and awarding of diplomas. I invite Mr. Joseph Mwizerwa, Academic Head, School of Nursing and Midwifery in Uganda, to announce the names of the graduates who will receive their diploma in general nursing, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, or Bachelor of Science in Midwifery degrees. Trustee Yusuf Kishavji present the diplomas and degrees to the graduating students. May I request President Firoz Rasu accompany Mr. Kishavji. I invite Vice Provost, Mr. Lou Ariano to assist Trustee Kishavji and Mr. Rasul.
Chief guest, Professor Francis Omaswa, Trustee Yusuf Kishavji, President Firoz Rasul, Provost Carl Amrain, honored guests, members of faculty, staff and students, alumni, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my pleasure to announce the names of the graduates from the School of Nursing and Midwifery who have successfully completed the required program of study and to whom diplomas in general nursing will be awarded and upon whom the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Nursing and Bachelor of Science in Midwifery will be conferred. Ajibo Martha Alupot Jessica, Amoit Lea, Atugonza Joan, Babirie Joan Mwesigwa, Barije Claire, Esme Rashid, Isiga Sophia, Kanyesi Jewini, Kayaga Sarah, Kimboa Henry, Kutesa Agatha, Lovega Christopher, Mbabazi Drusilla, Mbatude Esther, Mirembe Annette, Muhwezi Elliot, Murunji Mildred, Musoba Gerard, Mutoni Suhamo, Moyama Sarah Rachel, Nabachwa Loy, Nabakoza Penina, Nabumba Evelyn, Nabukalu Lilian, Nabulia Carol, Nagai Fatia, Naguja Rita, Najemba Vivian, Najuko Rebecca, Nakachwa Latifa Muonge, Nakairu Monique, Nakakande Sauda, Nachiguli Gloria, Nachito Joan, Nachiwolo Winfred, Nalumu Molly, Naluwu Joyce, Namale Beatrice, Namboa Halima, Nampima Nulat, Namobiru Joan, Namuli Rachel, Namulondo Hawa, Namotevi Helen, Nangavane Esther, Nanjura Helen, Nasasira Irene, Naseje Shamira, Nasali Sheila Harriet, Ndaula Paddy, Nekesa Peace, Nuwajira Josephine, Nyanjura Lucy, Obina Robin, Omiat Musa, Ope Irene, Sempeva Simon, Tusime Assumpta, Wekesa Kima Ivan, Gawea Susan, and now to the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Achumo Susan from Mulago National Referral Hospital, Akelo Agnes Ejangu from Uganda Cancer Institute, Akwi Teddy from Extra Care Pharmacy Limited, Arago Myrin from Lira Regional Referral Hospital, Arao Barbara from Uvende Regional Referral Hospital, Atim Jane from Nadunge Health Center 3 in Moroto, Atori Esther Evelyn from Mulago National Referral Hospital, Bafumba Rita from Uganda Cancer Institute, Bagaya Irene from Infectious Diseases Institute, Bakavulindi Patrick from Mukono Diocese School of Nursing, Cherimo Phyllis from Uganda Cancer Institute, Ichuma Perpetua from Uganda Heart Institute. Kivumbi George from Uganda Cancer Institute. Kobusinje Annuncianta from Uganda Cancer Institute. Mogera George from Uganda Cancer Institute. Nabanja Hanifa from Uganda Cancer Institute. Nabulime Allen from St. Luke Health Center 3 in Mutungo. Nabunyira Damali from MC Fairland Memorial Medical Center in Chenjojo. Nalubwama Flavia from Uganda Cancer Institute. Nalukwago Justin from Mengo Hospital, Kampala. Nalumansi Margaret from Nsambia Hospital. Namagembe Farida from Mulago National Referral Hospital. Namaweje Diana from Mengo Hospital. Namusoke Olivia Baka from St. Rosalind Care Clinic in Kampala. Namtamba Sarah from St. Rosalind Care Clinic in Kampala. Nandase Miria from Wabuli Health Center 3 in Mayuge. Rainbow Fiona Patience from Uganda Cancer Institute. Tino Grace from Chambogo University Medical Center. Tukamuhewa Justus from Uganda Cancer Institute. Tuyahewa Johnson from Uganda Blood Transfusion Services. And now to the Bachelor of Science in Midwifery. Abdallah Hadija from Kamulo Health Center 3 in Nakaseke. Aguti Angela from Nakakole Health Center 3 in Mbale. Amede Sylvia Caroline from Women's Hospital International and Fertility Center. Ameso Juliet from Racho Hospital. Amlen Evelyn from Doctors with Africa, Napak, Moroto. Atuchungwire Judith from Mulago National Referral Hospital. Bamukasa Eunice Winnie from BMJ Pharmaceuticals. Charigonza Rose from Asimwe Medical Clinic. Chomo Gisha Olive from Mulago National Referral Hospital. Navagereka Claire from Destiny Pharmaceuticals Limited. Nabide Josephine from Quality Medical Clinic, Kampala. Nabukeira Mary Goretti from Mwera Health Center 4 in Mitiana. Najemba Josephine from Muju Care Limited. Nachitoliko Kate from Muju Care Limited. Nachi Inji Justin from Mulago National Referral Hospital. Nalaki Mili from St. Josephine's Hospital, Kampala. Nalunkuma Rita from Mulago National Referral Hospital. Namukula Rita from Mulago National Referral Hospital. Namayanja Gertrude from Mulago National Referral Hospital. Namugambe Lilian from Mulago National Referral Hospital. Namukose Annette Vagonzi from Nsamvu Health Center 3 in Luwero. Zauja Musene from Kampala Capital City Authority. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mizwerwa. May I request that Dr. Joe Rugala, Dean of the Institute for Education Development in East Africa, to announce the names of the graduates receiving their Masters of Education degree.
Chief guest, Professor Francis Omaswa, Trustee Yusuf Kashevji, President Firoz Rasool, Provost Karl Amrain, honored guests, members of the faculty, staff and alumni, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Habari za mchana. It is my pleasure to announce the names of those individuals from the Institute for Educational Development who successfully completed the required program of study and upon whom the degree Master of Education has been conferred. Chief guest, allow me also to add that the Institute for Educational Development in East Africa is based in Dar es Salaam, but we have the mandate of training teachers in the entire East Africa, particularly the three countries, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Every year, we enroll a total of 60 students, and we always try our level best to make sure that we balance by country. So today, you have 21 students, Ugandan students, who attended their courses in Dar es Salaam, who are graduating here in Kampala today. On Wednesday, we had 22 Tanzanian students who graduated in Dar es Salaam. And on Wednesday next week, we shall have 17 students, Kenyans, graduating in Nairobi. So we are really a model of economic integration for East Africa in as far as higher education is concerned. Akelo Martha Kafi, Soroti Core, PTC Soroti. Aluma Swali, Apple Seed Secondary School, Yumbe. Amanio Lilian, Nyangila Secondary School, Koboko. Anguyo George, Daystar Secondary School, Koboko. Kandiga Eric, Arua Secondary School, Arua. Ebeju Simon, Kwabangasi PTC Mbale. Eyotaru Patricia, Ofaka Secondary School, Madi Okolo. Kalam George Wilson, Shimoni Core PTC, Wakiso. Kiwala Samuel, Shimoni Core PTC, Wakiso. Namatovu Bukenya Harriet, Disney Kindergarten Primary School, Muyenga, Kampala. Nyero Patrick, Kitgum Teachers Training College, Kitgum. Olobo Emmanuel, Mvara Secondary School, Arua. Omuyo Yosam, Maracha Secondary School, Maracha. Otim Benedict Wodpamora, Panyim Secondary School, Akwach. Otto George, Bundibugie Primary Teachers College, Bundibugie. Tiondi Patrick, Morty McDonald Organization, Obongi. And Wasunde Noah Iganga Secondary School, Iganga. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Kishavji, President Rasul, Dr. Lugala, and Mr. Ariano. It is customary at convocation for a member of the graduating class to represent the graduates and share with the audience their experience and aspirations. I call upon Ndaula Pade, a graduate of the Enrolled Nurse to Registered Nurse Conversion Program, to deliver the valedictory address.
Thank you. When I was coming today in the morning, my little sibling asked me a question. And she said, "Paddy, how many years am I going to wait to look like you?" And I said, "Close to 2 decades. And she said, "Oh, it's a long way to go." And I said, "Don't worry anyway, you'll get there." And so today, the chief guest, the Honorable Professor Francis Javasi Omaswa, members of Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, staff, and alumni, our sponsors and employers, our faculty, our dear family members, friends, and guardians, and my fellow graduates. It is with extreme privilege, and indeed I am profoundly honored and exceedingly humbled to stand before you at what an incredible moment in time, in such a place, before such an audience. I am forever grateful for the opportunity. On a sad note, let us start by paying respect to Aisha Namtevi, Alex Kinyera, Chakwairi Sharon, our classmates, and our alumna, the Commissioner Nursing, Mrs. Petua Olobo Kiboko, who passed away by observing a moment of silence. Thank you. I want to begin by expressing gratitude, first, by thanking God for being good, because without Him, this monumental success wouldn't be possible. And secondly, but most profoundly, I want to thank His Highness the Aga Khan for his imaginative and visionary leadership through which this university exists, and his generous support that we have immensely benefited from. Thank you. Next, I want to thank the Aga Khan University leadership and administration that has designed a system and a structure that has made our stay in AKU a purely magic experience. We have seen the lives of our fellow alumni change, and they inspired us to join this magnificent university. And I authoritatively testify that we're now the true professionals to take up the mantle. We extend our cordial thanks and appreciation to our sponsors, Johnson & Johnson. Oh my God. The incredible work you have done is literally turning dreams into reality in our lives. The employers who sponsor their employees, like the Uganda Cancer Institute, Mulago National Referral Hospital, and other distinguished institutions for a strong partnership with the university. The esteemed faculty that has constantly impacted us with knowledge, skills, attitudes, and experiences. For this nobility, they are the pride of our nation, the glory of our republic, and the academic pillars of the Aga Khan University. Why? Because they keep on supplying our healthy sector with well-trained professionals with fresh ideas, like you and I. For lifelong friends with God, I want to thank God for the blessing of knowing and loving you, but most significantly, the gift of experiencing our challenges and joys together. I would be remiss if I don't thank the non-teaching staff that have made our Aga Khan University environment safe to pursue our dreams. And lastly, but most importantly, our beloved parents, spouses, children, guardians, brothers and sisters, for being a constant source of support, encouragement, and inspiration. Convocation is every student's dream. To be here today is a goal we have aspired for, and I proudly congratulate and thank you, my fellow graduates, for making this dream a reality. But this is what Mike Tyson said: in order to be the greatest that has ever lived, you need to be everyone living. And so, my brothers and sisters, I request you to join in the most fulfilling mission a person could have, the most profound contribution anyone can ever make, that is to honor your profession by serving, to improve, to uplift our nation, because by serving to improve the health of our people so that we can uplift our nation. Because nothing can be out of reach of a nation with a healthy population. With a treasured and shared history, nursing and midwifery has existed for about 100 years in Uganda. And yet, less than 10% of nurses and midwives have attained a bachelor's degree. And this is greatly attributed to structural and systemic malaise of administration and education system, for nurses and midwives in Uganda. This has caused some nurses and midwives have poor standards of living, quit the profession, and fail to reach their destined heights of profession and human achievements. We have seen some nurses obtaining their master's degree a few years to retirement. We're a body of about 65,000 nurses and midwives, but surprisingly, about 45,000 are employed and close to 20,000 are unemployed, making it a 30% unemployment rate among nurses and midwives in Uganda. It is in our mandate to design and create the future of nursing. And our creation, ladies and gentlemen, will be the inheritance of the next generation. In this era, we need to create education policies, systems, and structures that are symbiotic and generic to our profession. Why? Because it is contingent upon us to prepare for the next generation and the future of nursing and healthcare in general, so as to improve health of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, this mandate is our calling. Nursing and education were founded on a rich reservoir of professional pride and a tremendous desire to love and serve without discrimination of any kind. These virtues are to be propagated and irrigated, but not to be suppressed. We want to rediscover old truths, unravel old mysteries, and make thrilling breakthroughs by changing our perspective. Because human existence is paradoxically so frail, but yet so powerful. Hooking into that power is what allows us turn struggles into triumphs, bring visions into existence, and dreams into reality by breathing new life into the dying hope. The hope that sees the invisible, feels the intangible, believes the impossible, and delivers what was once unimaginable. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remarkably assert and state that in order for nursing and education in Uganda to leave a towering legacy for every generation, we need to make success, prosperity, and excellence of nurses, midwives, and educationists not just a possibility, but an absolute inevitability. I thank you all, and may God richly bless you all.
Thank you, Ndaula. Ladies and gentlemen, awards of academic excellency will now be presented to students graduating from the School of Nursing and Midwifery. I request that Dr. Eunice Ndirango, Dean of the School of Nursing and Midwifery in East Africa, announce the names of the award recipients. I would invite our chief guest, Professor Omaswa, to kindly present the awards. May I also request Trustee Yusuf Kishavji and President Firoz Rasul to accompany Professor Omaswa.
Chief guest, Professor Francis Omaswa, Trustee Yusuf Keshavji, President Firoz Rasul, Provost Carl Amrain, honored guests, members of the faculty, staff, and alumni, ladies and gentlemen. The Award of Academic Excellence is presented to the graduating student in the enrolled nurse to registered nurse, the post-RN to BSN, and the post-RM to BSM programs, who has achieved the highest cumulative grade point average over the course of his or her program with a minimum cumulative GPA of 4.60 on a 5-point scale. This year, it is my pleasure to announce that we have recipients from each of our 3 programs. In the Diploma in General Nursing program, the recipient of the award for academic excellence, having achieved a cumulative GPA of 4.79, is Mutoni Suhamu. In the post-RM to BSEM program, with a cumulative GPA of 4.91, Amulen Evelyn. And finally, from the post-RN to BSEN program, with a cumulative GPA of 4.93, Bakabulindi Patrick.
Thank you, Professor Omaswa, Mr. Kishavji, President Rasool, and Dr. Ndirango. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the proceedings of the Aga Khan University Convocation Ceremony for 2020. May I request that Trustee Kishavji declare the convocation ceremony closed.
I declare the 2020 Convocation of the Aga Khan University in Uganda closed. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the singing of our national anthem, Trustee Kishavji and Professor Omaswa will lead the academic procession and the graduates after the hall. Please wait for the procession to depart before you leave your seats, then proceed to the refreshment area. Please rise for the singing of our national anthem.